Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today. It's so wonderful to have you here. My name is Jamie, also known as Foxy, also known as Welshie, also known as Hey, who's that in the bushes? And we are live once again with another massively overpowered OPTV. And we are here today. It is Aosian Sunday, and I wouldn't be doing this alone. I'm here today with the one and only host themselves, Chris, also known as Wolfie. Hello.
Oh, hey, okay, I get to speak now. Hello, everybody! Multiple die channels and 7.0. Ah! Yes, Toaster, you're dang right. Who's that in the bushes? The heck, Jamie? Yes,
Well,
welcome, everybody. It's good to have you.
Yes. Oh, look at that. Also to you both. Ah, loves. Thank you so much, Crash.
Much appreciated, Crasher. So, yes, it is a Sunday, and we are doing something a little bit different today.
Yes.
As opposed to just your regular box standard gameplay, we've got a lot to talk about. Like, a lot to talk about. And it's going to be hard to talk about it while playing the game. So Jamie actually had a brilliant idea. It was like, why don't we just have a sit down on a set and just talk about it? So that's what's happening. This is something like a visual podcast, so to speak, of all the stuff that was revealed during most of the stuff, I should say, that was revealed during the Final Fantasy XIV Fan Festival in Las Vegas this past weekend. Man, it's a lot to cover. It really is.
I get so jelly because I think I would love to go to an event like this, and then as seeing it all happening on screen, I'm like, oh, I'm super jelly. I want to do this. I would love to go to a fan fest and just bask in this glory. But to watch it live while working, I was still just as much excited to see what was going on and what we were given, as well as the gamers and the Warriors of Light. It's
yeah, it's a lot. If you want to find me on New Gridania and Seraph, I'm a small archer. Good to know, Crasher. Appreciate it. And
nice.
Toaster Master is saying he was taking all of my willpower to not derail Friday's stream by talking about Dance Fest stuff.
That's what I was like. I have, from the last 2 days, literally 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages I had written down while in work with all this little bullet point information. And from then until now, I had to hold my tongue because I couldn't just burn this energy that
yeah, it's a lot. Much. It's a lot to go over. So and it was hard for me to not talk about it too. Like I'm like the showrunner. Yeah, really, it really was.
Everyone in the house was like, "Oh God!"
We're all biting our tongues because this is happening today. So I think enough preamble. Let's get right into it. Obviously, yes. First we have to talk about the reveal of the new expansion, Dawn Trail, which I am super hyped for. I'm alarmingly surprised and ready for this. Like, there's so much. Before we go too much further, though, I kind of want to show the trailer. Like, everybody's watched this. Every Final Fantasy XIV fan has watched this multiple times. But what's one more, right?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Do it. Roll it.
Let's roll it. Okay, here we go. Of course, it does require me to have the actual... There we go. There we go. Okay, here we go.
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
have a moment to speak further?
At last, we have come to the land you call the New World. My home. Put out.
Oh, baby. Taco Cat! Taco Cat! Alice A, what is fruit? Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, just
Oh, so much to unpack. And yeah, I kind of agree with Toaster Master. We're past watching and into painstaking frame by frame analysis with 2 seconds worth of footage.
oh goodness me, yeah, it's oh my goodness.
So for those who didn't actually happen to check out, actually, hang on a second. Before I go too much further, I should open up a. Give me a second here. I apologize for the silence, but there is some outstanding coverage from Elliot as usual, who has condensed everything that was shown off. We'll start off first with the keynote condensation. So if you haven't actually followed along, or that's your first source to get all the rundown. But yeah, let's start off with talking about the whole overall theme of this Dawn Trail expansion, which is described as the best possible summer vacation for a hero could have. That's so cool. That is so cool.
I mean, like they said at the at the FanFest at the keynotes, basically, you basically saved the world. You didn't save just Eorzea, you just saved the whole universe. I think it's high time now you just have a vacation, and that is basically the theme to this, and I love it.
Yeah, a world-saving hero going on a summer vacation. It's literally Beach Episode, the expansion, which I love. It's actually kind of, when you think about it in the context of MMORPGs overall, that's a really bold design choice, I think,
Yep.
Every time an expansion comes out, it usually has some piling on of stakes and everything like that. Things get more and more dire and more severe. And then to have a whole expansion, at least the base expansion quests, to be mostly about just kicking back, going to a new land, and just it's so interesting. It's super interesting.
It just takes me to thinking this is those 90 type films with the 90 rock music, like American Pie. We're on vacation. What can possibly go wrong? Record scratch. It's oh no.
And we expect, and let's be clear, there's probably going to be some record scratch moments, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But just kind of going over the whole idea of the thing, we're sort of arriving in the land of Toral, aka the New World, where this rite of succession for the ruler of the kingdom is happening. There's some inherent idea of politics maybe going on, or at least maybe learning about the politics of Toral. There's some sort of a treasure hunt implication, as well as there was also mention about the science being broken apart, which kind of leads me to think it's more like a friendly competition for this treasure find / City of Gold location, honestly.
I really hope so, because my brain, when they announced that, just clicked to thinking, oh no, this is going to be Civil War. Oh no, this is going to be like Civil War. There's going to be a big breakup, and it's going to just continue on throughout this expansion, and afterwards then of this fallout. And I'm please don't be that. I
don't think so. I think they're breaking up into treasure hunting teams, honestly.
I take Raha.
You take her. He's gonna be distracted. He's gonna be so distracted. I would take Y'shtola on the treasure hunt myself. She is laser focused and research driven and all about clues and facts. Graha was distracted by a taco.
Fine. Who wants a Stinian? Who wants to have a Stinian on their team?
Stinian is probably equally as distracted. The adorable Mamul Jot children surrounding him was so cute.
Oh, but
And Toaster brings up a good point. I think a lot of games struggle with bringing the stakes down instead of continually ramping them up. The post-2008 MMO or generation, ESO is the only one I can think of that has kept the stakes/power levels about the same throughout. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, where do you go after you saved the entire death of the whole planet of multiple universes? So
That
taking
is
a moment to ramp down is so smart.
Yeah, a nice little chill.
Yes.
And I agree. It is the vacation episode, as Britannia has said. It's Final Fantasy XIV Swimsuit Edition.
Yes. Get on your
Yes.
best swimsuit. And speaking of the location, the areas that were shown off, my goodness.
Gorgeous.
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 And not just because of the graphics update that's coming along either. Like the
Oh no, oh my god.
but that helps, to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, and even when they revealed where it is on the map, we are now going further west from Eorzea. That is just like, oh,
They're basically going to South America/Mexico. I mean, that's and there is so much like Incan and Mesoamerican and like Mayan sort of style to it. Like, it was it's such a cool vibe and design choice for this land.
very exotic, very tropical, and I can't wait.
Yeah.
I know we have places like Radisson and such, but this just seems completely
And I love Raditsan and Thavnair in general. Like, just it's a beautiful location, but like, man, the areas that they were showing off, ooh, baby.
See the details in the shadows.
Yoshi P was making a lot of noise about the shadows and the amount of foliage and the textures and like, and which is fair. It's super good looking. It's
We
really
have
good.
grapes. Can we have the grapes?
Oh, I suspect there will be very nice grapes for sure.
Yes.
So like, there was like 3 areas that were shown off at the Yoktoral location. So we have the main city of yeah, which was Tuliolal, I believe is how it's pronounced.
Tuliolal, yeah.
I have seen the chat for the voice actors who have to say this multiple times, honestly.
Oh,
like,
yes.
Seriously.
Please. Oh no.
Which looks, it's a fascinating combination of like some, like, it sort of has a couple of old-ish aesthetics in that it's, you know, outdoorsy, but then there's a bunch of really cool ink and design around it. It's just, it looks really, really like, it looks like a great arrival, honestly.
Oh yes.
And then you got Urkopacha, which is the
Mountainous region.
mountainous area. Yep. That's got more Momulja and Hrothgar, which, my opinion, is probably where the female Hrothgar are gonna originate from. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Because that was the one thing they stated it is home of. Basically unique cultures, different races, big and small, and Hrothgars, and that just basically clicks into play. Most probably we may see, we don't know, we may see the female Hrothgars come in.
I would love to see it. I know there are a lot of
yeah.
people who are banging the table for that, so, you know, I mean, and we still got 2 fan fests to come, so it's possible more will show up.
Because the next one's what, in October in London?
Yes. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got the one in October and then in Tokyo after that. So
Oh.
so more will be shown off, but yes, to your point, you brought up the fact that they talked about that it was like a really diverse culture. Like, that's it definitely kind of leans a little more into the idea of the female Hrothgar being shown off there or being discovered there, so to speak.
Absolutely. That's going to make my friend very happy because they buy so much Fantasia and he keeps telling me, I've played through all of the races so far, but I'm still yet to play as the female Hrothgar. But once that's in play, that's it, because they can then decide what race they want to go as and stop buying all the Fantasia.
Yeah, this friend of ours just slugs them back like it's fruit juice, man. It's crazy. Like, the amount of Fantasias they gulp. It's kind of insane.
One of the FC members actually did for Christmas buy them a whole bunch of Fantasia.
And I bet they got used.
Yep.
And the last area that they showed off, this basically the rainforest, Yakta El, which
Yakta Al, yeah.
which-
that's going to.
that and I feel like that's them flexing on the fact that their engine update is going to allow them to do a whole lot more with the foliage. Honestly,
Oh, yeah. So much foliage, so much shadow, so much detail. Like how. Oh.
it's and like the fact that like the canopy is so dense that light doesn't hit the bottom is gonna be really interesting. That's one thing that kind of stood out to me. I don't know what stood out to you there, but that was one thing that stood out.
Yeah, and all the screenshots that were shown, they're still in development. And even they were saying, oh, the moon is in this area, but that's going to be replaced with something grander in there. And you think, ooh. So that kept me on my toes and just kept everyone thinking, what are we going to do? What's going to be seen? What exactly are they going to put into play? And I can't wait. I cannot wait.
I don't know if we should put too much stock in that. I think that was just an indication that maybe some buildings will get shuffled around. Who knows? We'll see. It's hard to say.
When you see new stuff like this from any perspective, when a new game comes out and they show off new areas and such, it does put you into a very giddy place to think, I cannot wait for next year. I cannot wait for summer to experience this firsthand.
Yeah, and summer is the perfect season to have a new expansion drop. That means I should stay inside even longer than normal.
I know. I'll have to see if I can get some time off work for that.
And Toaster Master says, I'm happy to see Rothgar get another population center since they're currently scarce outside of Boja and the Gunbreaker quest lines. Yeah.
Boja, yeah. And hello there, Ben Rinrin.
Hey, Ben Rin, hello. Good to see you, friend. Welcome. Still not using my frame Fantasia though. My character is perfect already. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Lady Rogadin Ride or Die. I can't change. I cannot change.
Makote all the way. I love this Makote, and especially with my new hair. I like my new hair.
Look at this. Wowie, look at this stud for nailing their character look on the first try. So yeah, that's the general vibe of Dawntrail. Super excited for it. Like,
thank you so much, Crusher, for the polygrips, in which that was one of the gifts that they were giving out at.
Yes, this little squishy toy.
The stress toy grips. I'm like, oh, now I'm super jealous.
And of course, if you didn't happen to watch the first day, there was at least I saw one person cosplaying as the grapes. So.
Yeah. Oh, the cosplays were even at the cosplay parade that was going on stage. My goodness, such beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
But obviously, Dawntrail is more than just its beautiful locations, which is going to be a lot of it. There's also the whole general 7.0 edition thing. So naturally, we have to talk about the two new jobs that have been confirmed that'll be arriving. So one is going to be a melee DPS. The other is going to be a ranged magic caster.
Yes, and with that, what does Yoshi P do as soon as he reveals that? He has to reveal the shirt that he was wearing.
The speculation shirt, yes.
Yes.
So,
oh my goodness.
If you didn't happen to see it, it was basically a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shirt that had mutant mayhem, I think were the words that were framed on the top and bottom of the image.
Yes.
And speculation has been running absolutely rampant since that reveal. Knee-jerk reaction was Green Mage.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people who, some people in my FC as well as some people who were talking on social media were saying that it's possibly an artist reveal because the Ninja Turtles were named after famous Renaissance artists.
I have heard a lot of speculation to that. I think the class was Paintermancer or something like that.
Yeah, artist, the Painterman, I guess Paintermancer and artist would be the same thing. Paintermancer is a mouthful, though.
But that's what I heard, though. I'm like, oh, that's...
Well, the artist was a class from Final Fantasy VI, so that's where that comes from. There's history there.
Yeah, so that was one speculation. The second one being, what is most because what's the artist going to be? Is that going to be the magical range class, or is that going to be the melee? Colormancer.
Colormancer, yeah.
Hey, you spell Colormancer. You spell color with a U.
But
Hey,
I'm pretty. If it is an artist, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the range magic.
the magical range.
There's some people who are hoping for Time Mage, which is a bit of a stretch.
Ah,
There was one really clever point out that I think somebody in my guild had mentioned, or someone, I forget where I saw it, but they pointed out the fact that like it's probably a hint to the melee DPS insofar as that it's going to be using the ninja equipment. Wink, wink.
yes.
So, but then where does the class go from there after that? Like, it kind of feels like everybody already suspected the melee DPS would be using the ninja gear. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think? What are your speculations?
Well, definitely, I think with a lot of people putting in the speculations of artist, colormancer, paintermancer, whatever you want to call it, being a magical DPS. My brain for the melee DPS, sorry, range DPS being for the artist, but melee one, I think it's something to do with like pirate or scoundrel or something like that, because again, I was one of the people that was looking through one particular scene frame by frame, and it kind of looks like in the cave where they're fighting, where the warrior's fighting the monster and stuff, and he's in the cloak. There's something hiding, like he's got a holster, and it looks like it could be a sword and a gun. So we could be seeing that. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of prevailing presumption that like it's going to be the Corsair.
The Corsair, yes.
Which I think would be amazing, honestly.
Hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that's going to be revealed dropped in the trailer, because like the weapon that the Derplander was holding in that footage was unlike any sword or weapon that I've seen in the game to this point.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Although, is that if, God forbid, knock on wood, if it is a Corsair, would Dancing Moonlight ever see herself putting down the chakrams and going to the way of being this,
I
pardon
don't
my French,
I don't
badass?
I don't think so, honestly. That's
No?
character-wise, it's not her vibe. I mean, I might play it just for the sake of curiosity, just to, play around and see what it is, if that's the case.
Same.
But...
If it is, I kind of want to see it, because it's like with me, I've gone back now. I was a red mage for the longest time. I've just gone back to playing black mage, but if it is and it fits my character, I think I may have to jump on that bandwagon.
Reject Chakram, return to handgun. And Toaster brings up another good point. Kind of hoping there are new and unique jobs for 14, like the Sage and the Reaper are.
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely.
I wouldn't hate that. I mean, there's a lot of history for for Final Fantasy in general. Lots of jobs to draw from, but I saw an interview from Yoshi P who brought up a good point. Is like a lot of the classic jobs don't translate to MMORPG gameplay terribly well. So there's going to be a point where they have to come up with new things. And to that point, I sort of hope that like the magic is like green mage, or I really like the idea of it like being chemist. So because somebody was like hoping for chemist insofar as like it's mutation, right? The idea was, or somebody else in my FC was talking about Esper, which is a self-transforming class in Final Fantasy VI. Well, technically a race, basically. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm just curious as well, because you say green mage. What is their expertise? I'm curious, because now I'm looking this up because I've never.
I'm not really sure, honestly. I don't know. But I mean, the range magic DPS thing is kind of wide open for me mentally. I really feel strong lockdown of Corsair as the melee job. Genuinely, like, there's too many hints in that direction. The fact that like that, and I'm zeroing in on the trailer, the section where the Derplander is fighting. I don't know what that weapon is. His left hand is completely unarmed and hidden in, if you notice, when he's walking around, like, and like the fact that his robe catches fire, but then it like does like a quick cut to to Alizé being what is fruit. I'm pretty sure that's just a smash cut for like more trailer to come, where like have the rope burn away and reveal the scoundrel or corsair outfit that you were pointing out earlier.
Yeah. Although I think we'll all be kicking ourselves if we think, oh, it's Corsair, but then it's something completely different. Like,
I'm okay with that. I'm fine with
Yeah.
being wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
I would love to be surprised. Are you kidding me?
absolutely. But
Oh, hey,
Damn
Brit
you,
brought some. I'm sorry. Go on ahead.
wait, what? I know. I was just saying, damn you, Yoshi P.
The Brit actually brought up some cursory research as Green Mage is mostly a support, buff allies and debuff enemies. So that kind of blows that assumption out of the water, because 14 doesn't really play that way.
Ben Rinrin brought up a good statement. Haven't played Final Fantasy VI, but Pictomancer sounds like it should be a limited class like Blue Mage, no?
It's possible. I don't know.
Oh.
It's if artist is a limited class, then I mean that'd be interesting. That kind of opens things up a little bit more, especially having not to worry about balance. So
Yeah, absolutely. But
I think we've beaten the dead horse of the job speculation enough. I mean, if you guys have
Yeah.
thoughts, share them. We'd love to read them out. But like, it's so wide open, and we're just not gonna know until Japan. I don't think, honestly.
possibly Japan, yeah. We may get a little tidbit, like they may reveal one of the classes at London.
It's possible.
Uh,
Yeah.
Because I think they did that before.
I think they did too. Yeah, I believe they showed off the
Reaper first and then the Sage.
Did the Sage, yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's how it worked out. So it's possible.
Oh.
We have some months to speculate and wonder, but it's fun to think about, honestly.
I will get the yarn and the drawn pins and clear out a blank space on the wall.
Yes, perfect. Excellent. Moving on, we are also going to have to talk about the new visuals. So
Yes.
before we go into that, let's show off some more video footage about that.
Absolutely. This was also, and just to point out, they did state as well, this is still in development, so this is not final of what we will be getting in this new expansion, but
Yeah,
You can
just
see for
feast your
ourselves.
eyes, feast your eyes. It's so good
Yes.
looking. Just, I mean, come on.
Mm.
Like, seriously, come on.
That was absolutely gorgeous.
More flowers! More
Yes, more
flowers!
flowers.
So the reactions in the chat were so awesome. Yes, aura horns have never looked better. It's so true. The hair never looked better. The lighting never looked better. It's so, it's RTX on for real. Like,
Oh my goodness. That was that. I present to you the reason I need to upgrade my computer.
yeah, added to the multiple lists of reasons. Yeah, right.
Isn't the game still going to be playable on the PlayStation 4? They can't jack the requirements up that much if so.
I
Don't know.
honestly. I remember them bringing up that they were. I thought they were dropping PS4. I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember. But yeah, they can't go much higher than it is now. And it was not a bad looking game now, but like the difference really does feel night and day, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I agree with majority of what people are saying in the chat with the horns on the aura because they look so crisp. It's like, my goodness.
Yes.
That's like, for me personally, I feel like that's the big upgrade for the characters is like the detail on those horns.
The textures look so good, like
Oh,
seriously.
my
And the
goodness.
lighting is astonishing. And the multiple different types of lighting to sort of like brighten things up is, yeah, that's huge. And yeah, it is going to be playing a little PS4 and 5. There we go. So,
Yeah.
so
And
there's your answer.
Ilmeg area, just seeing such vibrance of those pink flowers. Oh,
That wasn't. I don't think that was Ilmeg. I believe that was Elpis, actually. I thought. But anyway, wherever. I think they showed Ilmeg and Elpis. But anyway.
yeah, they showed Elpis. I think the other one was Ilmeg.
I think it was Ilmeg.
Ilmeg.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I have no doubt. My brain is just like lost for words and more looking at the pretty pictures. Like, oh, so much vibrance.
Yeah, it's the benchmark is going to be even more important than it ever has been, frankly. Because they're going to put out the benchmark. Y'all know it's going to happen.
So if your computer or PlayStation starts to take off like a jumbo jet plane, then yeah, you know exactly what you need to do. Crank up the settings.
And of course, there's there's a lot to talk about in regards to 7.0. The one thing I kind of wanted to go about was because obviously the level cap is going to raise from 90 to 100.
We've now hit triple digits here.
At long last, Final Fantasy knows how to count to 100. And the obvious point of that is, there are going to be new skills and everything like that. So I kind of wanted to take a moment to sort of like ponder what sort of skills you would want to see for your favorite job or jobs.
I didn't think this question was going to be brought up because I was like, oh yay, let's talk about this. What am I expecting? Wow, okay. That's
surprise.
Darn it, curse you, Wolfie. But that's really hard to say because I kind of like both Red Mage and Black Mage for me personally. So to try and think, what can we go after having big explosions or a railgun, technically as Red Mage? It's really hard to say where I want to see my next skill set go for a Black Mage. If I want to see like Error Flare, Zeta Flare, something grand for level 100 to get like a big explosion going off. But that's really, really hard to think on what I would like to see. It really is. I mean, all right, let's flip the tables then. What about you then, Lady Dancer? What would you like to see 100?
Dancer is my main class, and bar any other like things that we see in the job actions trailer that will no doubt be previewed.
Of course.
And then in another fan fest, I kind of hope for a few more utility skills actually, which is interesting. I would love to have like one more dance because you got the standard step, technical step. I would like to have like a third like dance routine to to sort of like be like on a really longer cooldown, but also have like a huge like wave of effect in terms of damage output and buffing's utility. But otherwise, I kind of feel like I'm good on attack skills for the Dancer. I don't know that there needs to be many more buttons in that lead to hit. I would like a little more buffing, interesting buff ideas. Like I like the way that Dancer feels support light, or as close to support as this game will allow.
Yeah.
So adding a little more to that toolkit would be super, super cool for me, personally.
Fun enough, our local Red Mage Britannia, she stated that honestly trouble to think how they could make Red Mage flashier for the next 10 levels, but that's why I'm not a game dev. Toaster is stating as well, level 94 trait should be +1 on the On-Avant. Sparkle charge across the entire arena.
Yes, I would not hate that. On-Avant has saved my ass so many times. Like, having one more charge of On-Avant would be really, really good. Yeah, I would not hate that. It's wide open. It's so wide open, though. The possibilities are interesting.
Here we go. Ben Rinrin has also said, as a summoner main, someone on Twitter suggested that the summoner rotation could be extended so you can have another set of gemstones to summon Shiva, Ramu, and Leviathan. I'd really love that.
That would be super cool.
That would be interesting. I would like that.
That would be extremely cool, yeah. I would like to see Ninja... Man, I don't know. I'd like to see some new Mudra for Ninja.
Yeah.
That's something I would be interested in.
Do more hand jive. Come on.
Do more hand jive, baby. Born to hand jive. The Reaper is another one of my favorites. So
yes,
leaning further into its general quote unquote greed, much like the Samurai is a greedy DPSer. That'd be cool. Another big phase like Phoenix / Bahamut. That'd be interesting too. Yeah.
Maybe Shinryu. Shinryu could be. You get to have your buddy Xenos back in the fight as a dragon. Rat.
I don't know. That's. I don't know.
I don't know if we'll get more than 2 skills per job if Endwalker is any indication.
Yeah, I don't expect too many buttons, but I mean.
Possibly maybe an update on the already list of spells that or moves that we already have. Maybe another bump up in those, like Fire 3.
Like another step forward in those. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Keep what we have, but maybe add on a little something to make it extra spicy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
level 100.
100 levels is like a big thing for MMORPGs in general. There's not many MMOs out there that have like triple-digit levels that aren't things like EverQuest, for example, or Ragnarok Online. So you know.
Oh, yeah.
So it's. I kind of hope that they get a little more interesting than just the 2 extra skills, but there is certainly that precedent there. We'll see.
Yeah.
And yes. So finally, on with regards to the 7.0 stuff, let's talk the quality of life things, right? Who's opened up about the 2 dye color channels?
Oh my goodness.
2 dice! 2 dice! 2 dice! 2 dice! 2 dice! 2 dice!
As you can clearly see in this household, and everywhere else, the 2 dyes were the biggest positive reaction from everyone, in which
I never thought dye channels would get a standing O, but here we are.
Here we go.
We finally have half of Guild Wars 2's faction power. Damn. Why are you spitting these truths, Toaster? Dang.
I will definitely say, I'm for one, quite giddy to see the 2 dye job coming into play, because I would love to see most probably what I'm wearing now, a black shirt with a red vest, or
just definitely.
Oh, as we go into detail, I'm giddy. I am giddy.
and that's going to be an eventual rollout. Same with the graphics update, for that matter. So 7.0 is where most of the graphics update and dye channel things are going to be housed, but they are also going to have as much of the old stuff grandfathered into the dye channels and the visual updates. as much as they can. It's probably going to take them some time. It took them 2 years to put out the duty support system. So
yeah,
like
to actually get it now that every single dungeon from Realm Reborn up to Endwalker is now duty supported.
Yes. So like this,
A blessing.
it's going to take some
Bravo.
time. It's going to take some time. There are so many items in this game. I do not envy the monumental task of it, but the fact that it's coming is super awesome, one way or the other. That's great. The glasses having their own slot. I know a lot of players in my guild who want to wear both a hat and glasses, so having the option to do that is like, thank you.
I'm kind of half tempted myself because I like the glasses that I'm wearing right now, and then where I wear a hat, you don't get the full spectacle of the hair.
Spectacle, haha, I see what you did there. Wink, wink.
What? Oh, Jesus. God. I didn't know
You accidentally punned.
myself. It's like the Palpatine at the conferences. Well, shocking enough, and everyone's like, oh, what? I Palpatine myself. God.
You did.
Oh, Heidland's sake. Oh.
The new lifestyle content that's coming that said is similar to Island Sanctuary. This one is weird. I kind of and they're not. I don't think they're wholeheartedly doing away with the Island Sanctuary, but having something new with Island Sanctuary effectively being still kind of in its infancy technically. Like that's very interesting to me. Like are they just? Is this like an iteration of what that is?
Yeah.
That one has me kind of scratching my head a little bit, if I'm gonna be honest.
Toaster, no more guessing which part of the gear will die, and then being disappointed when it's not what you were hoping for.
Yeah. Reception of my FC towards Island Sanctuary was rather lukewarm to begin with, so I was surprised that they had more content of that kind. I'm not. I think a lot of people went in on that stuff, man. Like there was members of my FC who like mainlined that nonsense to get as high a rank as possible as fast as possible.
I mean, I've only just started to dip my foot back into Island Sanctuaries, and I'm still learning. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'll do it once in a while, and it's kind of nice. It's a nice little getaway from when doing rotation, raids, roulettes, and such. I kind of like it.
I've used it when it first came out. I used it as like a sort of like a little ramp up to the harder content for me, like the roulettes and stuff like that. Especially for somebody who, doesn't like play bleeding edge stuff but tries to keep pace. It helped me sort of cope with that gear chase, the item level chase, right? It made it more palatable to want to do that because I had that way to like get myself into the groove of just being in the game and then using the Island Sanctuary as an off-ramp to cool down after all of those roulettes were done. Like
absolutely.
So that's what I'm curious about, how that's going to play out. Let's see, what other quality of life things were in 7.0 that caught your eye?
Quality of lifestyle. I'm checking through my notes now just to see.
What was that?
The Alliance rate minimum eye level.
Yes, that's
that's
coming to 6.5, I think.
Oh yes.
But yeah, I think that's to sort of like fight back against people cheesing their way to get to the Crystal Tower constantly.
That was another thing they got us standing though at the.
Yeah, a lot of people were very happy about that.
Yes.
Two major reactions I've seen to the Island Sanctuary were cool side content and Stardew Valley PTSD.
There we are, Sanctuary updates. I knew I wrote it down somewhere. So they have stated that there are going to be updates to Sanctuary ranks and visions. Thank you very much. Sorry, I got distracted. New area to the island, new materials, craftable items, crops, animals, ironwork, handicrafts, and structures, as well as
felicitous favors, which sounds like the Island Sanctuary end game. Which actually, you know what? Let's move on to the 6.5 stuff because that's one of the 6.5, 6.5x kind of additions, right? So So like, obviously we have to wait until summer 2024 for Dawn Trail to arrive.
Yes.
But there's still a couple of patches to be had.
Yep. How do you want to go about this first?
So I mean, I think we can
also-
like kind of gloss over the usual stuff, right?
Yeah.
And actually, to that point, before I go too much further, once again, Elliot has had an outstanding summary of the live letter itself. So,
Yep.
if you want to get all of the specifics, there you go. Be sure to click that link and read on up.
Absolutely.
But there are not too many surprises here,
No.
which is fine. I don't hate that. We know it's called Growing Light. 6.5 is going to be coming in early October, 6.5.1 in late October, and then 6.5.5 in mid-January.
Yes.
So that's kind of like the rundown, right? Obviously, there's going to be new dungeons, new raids, the new tribe quests, the new section of Tatara's Grand Endeavor,
More adventures with Hildebrand.
more adventures with Hildebrand, which is going to be incredible.
And meaning more Mandeville weapons because you can't have one without the other now these days, and
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
like that.
well, Godberg did indicate that this is the last step, right? So, this is the final
no.
layer of that whole thing, which, I'm good.
Plus, with the Mandeville adventures, where they left off with,
Yeah.
I'm not going to give out any spoilers in case anyone else has not done the Mandeville adventures yet, but that nice little bombshell that they dropped on us was something of a, okay, this needs to be discussed a little bit more with Hildebrand, and I'm happy to see that we're getting more adventures with the gentleman extraordinaire.
Indeed, for sure. The gentleman hero himself.
Yes.
I mean, it really kind of like the live letter and what was shown off sort of illustrated to me that like this whole thing with the 6.x series is its own insular adventure. It will obviously like lead into why we're headed to Toral. I mean, that was brought up, and there's some interesting indications in the MSQ with 0 at the first. That was a head turner.
Yeah, with written as well as like, okay, hello.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
But-
Explain.
But the
Yoshi, explain.
Explain yourself. But the Final Fantasy IV goodness is going to continue. We've got the Lunar Subterrane, which it looks like a wonderful homage to the final dungeon and final area of Final Fantasy IV. Obviously, we're going to fight Zeramus. That was a given. I'm really looking forward to that. Like Final Fantasy IV is my first Final Fantasy, so I'm unnaturally excited to see how they interpret all of this old classic stuff. So
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, ultimately not a whole lot of surprises, which I kind of think some people were upset by, which is weird. But I mean,
I'm not upset by it.
I sure am not.
No,
This has
I'm
been
happy.
yeah.
This is bog standard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is how
Absolutely.
this is how CPU3 operates, and if people are upset by this by now, y'all were not paying attention.
Yeah.
Like,
To you, respectfully, with the highest respect of old Charlemagne. Oh yeah. That's how we do it in Charlemagne. Yeah.
but there were still some interesting things. Fall Guys.
Oh no! Fall Guys! Fall Guys!
Fall Guys.
That I was not expecting that, but at the same time, I am quite excited to see this happen.
Unironically delighted by this. Genuinely, hand on heart. I love Fall Guys. It's a fun game. It's the only battle royale game that I actually can stomach. And
Will you be? That's the question then. Will you be buying the Warriors of Light pack?
I don't think so.
Wolfie,
I don't know.
Wolfie.
No, I'm
Will
pretty
you be
sure I
dressing
won't
up
be.
as a Stola? Will you be running as a Stola?
So where are we going next? Pray, let us away to the moon, whereupon the land dog gazes. First chance upon shall be our destination forthwith. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this is like. They interpreted Monster Hunter pretty well into the Final Fantasy
Yeah.
XIV mold, so like the Gold Saucer hosting a Fall Guys Stumble Dome racing course, it makes sense, dude. It really
Oh,
does.
absolutely, yeah. I can't wait. It makes me want to honestly jump back on the.
Pun. Accidental
I
pun
hate
number
it.
2.
I hate you guys so much, but honestly, it makes me want to re-download for the PlayStation Fall Guys and seeing what that crossover is. Plus, as well, when it gets released over here on Gold Saucer, I can't wait to see how that is depicted and see how many times we have many pratfalls from it.
Indeed, yeah. I
That's
kind of,
that's the streaming experience right there.
for
Stay
sure,
tuned for that one.
absolutely. We are going to 100% run the
Takeshi's
gauntlet.
Castle.
Yes, we are going to have Takeshi's Castle on it, or for American audiences, most extreme elimination challenge.
Oh, that's a whole contest right there. We'll get the scoreboard and everything.
We'll figure it out. But yes, that's definitely going to be played. I'm really curious how they're
Godford's
going to.
Castle. I like.
Sorry, what was it?
Godford's Castle.
Godford's Castle. Yes.
Yes. 100% yes to that.
Perfect, Toaster Master. Well played. I'm curious how they're gonna interpret how doofy and stumbly the characters in Fall Guys are into Final Fantasy XIV. Because like the characters in 14 have a lot more brisk movement, so how is that gonna work out? It's I'm very, very curious, and I'm genuinely happy that it's gonna be a thing. Really, truly.
I'm already starting to write up ideas of a poster for that now of versus of Godbird's Castle of me and you. I will challenge you to that any day.
And as we mentioned, we talked about earlier, we briefly touched on earlier, the duty support system is going to have the final Stormblood dungeons added, so that will finally complete the duty support system for the entire Final Fantasy XIV experience. Which is awesome. Truly.
Yes. I'm generally happy to see that personally, but at the same time, I'm like, if I'm going to run dungeons, fair enough, you know the mechanics with duty support, but I'd rather run it with friends so you can experience it firsthand. What you have done, how did you wipe, and how can you better yourself with that one? I kind of like running it with friends than doing it as a duty support, personally speaking.
I am actually the opposite. I love the duty support system when I enter a dungeon for the first time or haven't done anything in a while, or I'm learning a class. That's my primary way of leveling a class and learning how it works in a party without feeling like I'm bogging down a party. And I know there are a lot of people who feel similarly, like they don't want to be pushed into social gaming like that fast or that hard or that soon. So I see that angle, and I understand it, and I totally appreciate it. Forcing Alphino to confront his fear of ghosts in the sunken city of Scala.
I wish you could mix players and NPCs and duty support so you could be at least in duo dungeons with a friend.
That would be so good.
That would be nice. I would like that idea. It gives you more chance and opportunity to have fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because not everybody has the social circle that you do or even I do where we could gather a group of friends without too much issue and just hop into a new dungeon without worrying about pissing off pugs, Not everybody has that support system, so having the duty support finally finished after 2 years is wonderful news for folks who don't have a social circle or are a little nervous. It's good.
That's why I kind of would like with New Sprouts, because that's something we'll definitely be talking about in a bit, or probably is. But seeing New Sprouts coming into this game, I kind of want to put myself in a position to be an unofficial mentor to take them in to say, hey, help them out, go through dungeons and stuff to make it easier, to make them feel comfortable, because a lot of times I have seen New Sprouts in dungeons when I do roulettes and such, and you always get that one player that jumps ahead, gets snippy with everyone, and it kind of puts the Sprouts in that place of, I don't really think this game is for me anymore. I kind of want to be on the opposite end where I'm like, no, come on in. I want to welcome them in with open arms and say, this game is for everyone. If you want to give it a try, let's see if we can make it comfortable for you.
Which actually does seg into my final couple of points with regards to the 6.5x.
Yes.
Xbox!
Pardon my French, about bloody time.
Seriously.
Oh, the amount of times in which I've had friends that says, I want to play this game, but it's not on Xbox. I don't have a PlayStation or a PC. But now hearing this news already, I have like 2 or 3 friends who are just saying, oh, it's coming out on Xbox. Yes.
Yeah.
Get the free trial. Get in there. Enjoy. Come join us.
I'm frankly upset and alarmed by the number of people who are angry at this news, honestly. Imagine people still thumping and drawing the lines of console war stupidity in 2023, honestly. Like, come on.
Oh god, no.
Are we really that? Are we honestly? Really? As a community, as gamers, like, seriously, we're still on this? Y'all, we didn't learn this lesson back in the 1990s and early aughts? Really? Like, these companies don't love you. They don't love you. None of them love you. And no MMORPG is made better by having fewer people in it. That's not how these games work, dude. It's not.
Yeah.
So having more people come in on Xbox and cross-playing with everybody else, that's good, dude. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, what's Bedrenrin saying? Bedrenrin says, I personally just love watching Sprout struggle with boss fights mechanics, example Omega, F knockbacks, etc. Trial and normal raid roulettes are my favorite daily content for that reason. More players are always good news. Exactly.
Yeah, and like the presumption is that these are going to be Call of Duty shooter mic screaming idiots, and like there's no mic chat in this game for one thing. Like no, hello, and 2, the 14 knows how to moderate his community. Okay. Like,
exactly. That's why, again, I pointed out that now for Xbox players and stuff who want to get into this game, please know, if you're curious about this stuff, I want to be a mentor. I want to get to that mentor skill. I want to welcome in, because this is basically what it is. I mean, the days of when we had players from World of Warcraft transitioning over to 14, do you think there were a lot of people on 14 who were given bad mouth to World of Warcraft players, saying, oh my god, go back to World of Warcraft, you're not welcome here? No, we are the most welcoming community in 14, that we want to welcome in with open arms and say, come in, come enjoy the fun, enjoy the story, and after a certain dungeon, the vault, I am so sorry of what you're going to experience next, and then that's it. But we're more of a welcoming community.
There's some people who were barking at WoWFGs, which is unfortunate, but like there's always going to be bad apples in every MMO game. Like
that's the
14 is no exception by any stretch of the imagination. But like that all like I feel like there was a lot of people who were feeling the same way when people were flooding jumping ship from WoW to 14. Like it was like, oh no, this is gonna cause all sorts of problems and toxicity, and these people are gonna just ruin the game and da. Guess what happened? The bad apples were tossed out the bin, tossed out of the barrel, and folks stuck around. Like it's the same thing is going to be going down with Xbox, I think, man. Like seriously.
Yep, absolutely.
Toaster, I love watching non-Sprout struggle with basic mechanics like Anger Mind, use Gaze, attack. I'm like, I see that 6.4 tile. You have to clear Troya. How are you struggling with this? I'm not one to throw stones. We are having that spicy. Gosh, what was the dungeon that we were derping along? Gosh, like a couple weeks ago.
Was it the near raid? No,
it wasn't. Well, the near raid didn't. That was off camera. I'm talking about on stream.
Yeah. No, on stream. Oh god,
there was a dungeon that we were absolutely tripping around on because it's been so long. So like,
oh my goodness, I've forgotten the name of the dungeon.
I'm not one to throw stones, man. Like people have sloped armor brain all the time. It's fine.
I mean, it's safe to say for all of us that get up to level 90 and 100 and think, oh, I know this dungeon off by heart. No, we don't.
It's a lot of dungeons.
That's the honest truth. We don't.
It's a lot of dungeons, dude.
Nobody's nerfect, I'm sorry to say. If you think you're going to go into a game and think, hey, I've got the best weapon, I've done the extremes, and I am the best in this dungeon, and you see them just go plop on the floor, they floor tank it every single time. Yeah, we're not perfect.
It happens.
It happens. We all make mistakes. It happens. Absolutely happens. We just lay on the floor, eat a taco, have Graha pet us to say, there, you're all good, kid. Yeah.
What matters isn't how you've wiped. What matters is what happens after the fact.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're with the right people or with good people. That's the
Exactly.
measure of an MMORPG team, is what they do after the fail.
The amount of times I have had people that have failed and wiped and they have messaged me to say, oh my god, I am so sorry, I'm sorry that I let the team wipe this, that, and the other. All the time, I'm always telling me it's perfectly fine. Learn from the mistakes and stuff. We'll get through this. We got your back.
It's all good. And
Yeah.
for the Sproutlings, who will be arriving, Xbox or otherwise, seriously, the free trial is practically an entire whole regular JRPG on its own by this point.
Oh, and I think we can talk about that as well. The free trial has seen an update. My goodness. So not only will you get a Realm Reborn, and also as well the first expansion of Heavensward for absolutely free, but now you get Stormblood?
Barinrin, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we'll get to your point in a minute, but Barinrin is like, nah, I could count the times I loaded into a raid/trial and became the Gandalf meme, but I have no memory of this place.
That is true.
But yes, they're adding Stormblood. Like,
Yes, that I was not expecting them to for a free trial update like that. I thought, okay, did not see that one.
and not only that, I believe that's going to be made available when 6.5 comes out. Like,
Yes,
way sooner than I expected. I genuinely didn't think that was going to be arriving until Dawn Trail landed. But no, it's happening with the next patch, man. Like, what?
And I like that straight away that meme has now been updated, and even the voice actor for Final Fantasy XVI's Clive has also done the meme as well. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, that is...
As Yoshi mentioned, wanting new players to be able to jump right into 7.0 when it launches, that makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
having people have an easy on-ramp into the new stuff is a good thing, especially with the amount of MSQ. Everything in between level 1 and level 100 soon to be. Like, so yeah, it makes sense to ease the path in, for sure. It's having more people, making them access more stuff, like, so good, so smart. I'm excited, genuinely excited.
Oh, but wowie pazzowie, that...
Yeah, do you have any final thoughts? I guess we'll kind of wrap this up here, I think. But
do you want to do a trial? No, I'm joking. But but honestly, again, it's one of those jelly things where I'm like, I wish I was there in person to experience this, because I see videos online of people doing this. But my thoughts on what we're expecting with not only Dawn Trail but the 6.5 patches, I cannot wait to see what comes out of this, where we go within the story, because again, we're going on vacation now, and I don't know what to expect when we've just did all of this grand adventure and now we're coming down. There's got to be something going on there, so I am curious to see how this story goes. I'm curious on what the new classes is going to be, but mainly I'm just here for the long run, to say I'm here for a fun time. I'm here to enjoy it, all the ups and downs, and enjoy it with my friends and family.
for sure, the 7.0 story, I hope they do keep it lighthearted throughout from like the base expansion. I'm positive there's going to be some stakes or some sort of threat uncovered with regards to the City of Gold. Like,
yes,
that feels like it's going to be kind of like setting that table a little bit. But honest, hand on heart, my hope is that the entire, or the vast majority of the Dawn Trail experience is just lighthearted, not necessarily chill, right? Or and that's not to indicate that we should be like relaxed or like completely like without some action. Obviously, there's got to be some fights, something going on to kind of keep a warrior of light motivated. They said they want to have a summer vacation for a hero, so there's obviously going to be some action going down, right? But like
Definitely record scratches. Yep.
record scratches for sure. But I hope that they keep it generally in a lighter tone, at least for a little while.
Yes.
Because we've saved the hecking world. Like, it's time to kick back for a little bit, you know? Just have a good time. And actually, the song that's playing now, you know, the 12 are having a party via intense combat, single combat. So, like, you know, that's how the Warrior of Light unwinds. Not necessarily facing down gods and demons and world-ending threats, but still flexing their combat muscles, right? So
while trying to hold their cocktail drinks in the other hand, so it's like more shrimp,
more shrimp. But I'm curious. I can't wait for the 6.5 stuff because I love me the Final Fantasy IV goodness. A quieter Son Goku. Exactly.
Oh my goodness!
I cannot wait to see how the Xbox Arrival shakes down. I'm genuinely interested in how that opens things up because
they said they're going to do a beta beginning of the year, I believe.
I think so. I forgot where I wrote that down, but yes, I believe
I've got it written up somewhere.
But they they're going to be doing a beta for that. The new Alliance raids, I really want to see how that shakes out.
Yes.
There's a lot to look forward to, honestly. And like, summer 2023 and summer 2024 is a really long time. So it is possible we're going to see some drought-ish things, but I don't know. I'm not fussed by it personally. I'm not somebody who like powers through the newest content as fast as possible anyway. So yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. You just want to bask in its goodness, enjoy the ride, and
for sure
be prepared for the speed bumps.
Yeah, with friends and family, like you said.
Oh yeah, with friends. Here we go. Xbox on the X and S series, 2024 spring. They're looking to do open beta for. Oh no, they're doing open beta anywhere in the 6.5x patch.
Yeah, I thought I remember them doing it at 6.5x's. Yeah, so
from now until spring, Xbox players, be prepared. Have fun. Have fun. And if you have any questions, come find us. Well, message us as well, because we'd love to help out. I definitely want to help out. I know you would want to help out Xbox players to get themselves.
If I can. I mean, if I run across some, then I'll help them out, sure. And actually, yeah, Toaster bring up a... Yes, I agree with Toaster here. Ashan will finally abandon his paper-thin disguise, and Sus Monkey will be the last boss of the raid.
Oh, no.
Calling it now Sus Monkey.
No.
But yeah, I truly hope you guys enjoyed this different format, right? It is a podcast, basically. But I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. I thank you very much to Wells Fox for joining me in this, truly.
Yep.
I couldn't have done this without you.
No, I'm happy to do it. And all of this just put together like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I was happy to do that.
Yeah. He clapped this set together in like a couple of minutes. It was pretty cool.
Maybe you know what? Because I rarely use this room for my own personal quarters, I may just keep this as a little studio set. I may zhuzh it up a little bit more, add in some more pictures, maybe a Lalafell somewhere.
Well,
you never know.
I feel like we'll probably be using the set again when the London Fan Fest kicks off. I mean,
oh yes, I think I can definitely change the colors of the British flag, the red, white, and blue. More tea. All that.
Obviously, more tea. More tea.
Oh yeah.
As many digestives as possible.
Oh yes, please. Hobnobs.
Yes, hobnobs for me, digestives for you. But yes, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. We truly appreciate it. We have a lot more "quote unquote" regular streams coming down the week, so
yes.
I hope you don't mind that you indulge us in doing this. We're probably going to revisit this concept again when London Fan Fest comes out, if not some other times. Hang on a second. There was an alert I just heard. Yeah, so I should point out first off, before I close out, my co-host Welsh Fox here subscribed for 23 months in a row, a total of 24 months at Tier 1. Thank you so very much for that support. And
yes.
and Marinrin has followed the channel. Thank you so very much for that. That is truly, truly awesome. And thank you everybody for all the support you brought to Massively Overpowered. We actually, like I said, we got more streams coming down the rest of the week. There will be less podcasting. There will be more actual gaming. Monday, July 31st at 8 o'clock Eastern, MJ is going to be live with some Elder Scrolls Online. Tuesday, August 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern, it's another Guild Wars Tuesday stream with MJ. And then on Wednesday, August 2nd, 2 o'clock Eastern, I will be peeking in on Remnant 2. And later that same night at 8 p.m. Eastern, Leia and MJ are back together once again for another Star Wars The Old Republic stream. So we hope you tune in for that. Mattman0276 has just
Maddie.
resubscribed for 7 months. Maddie!
Love you, Maddie.
Love you, Maddie. Thank you for the support. Thank you, everybody, for all the support you provide to Massively Overpowered, not just on this channel, but just in general. Whether you are watching our streams live or on demand, reading what we had to write on the website, or if you're doing incredibly generous things like donating bits to the channel, subscribing to the channel, whitelisting the ads on our site, or if you're one of our amazing Patreon supporters, no matter what you do, top to bottom, you are all the fuel that keeps Massively OP going. We hope to see you tomorrow. Until then, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye!